All right, moving forward. Yesterday was obviously the NFL trade deadline. Big trades moving on. Addison, your Bears picking up Montez Sweat, giving up a second-round pick. Right now is slated to be the 35th overall pick. What are your initial thoughts on this?
Obviously, high pick again, considering Bears struggling to win, so it's going to be a high second-round pick. I look at Chase Young getting traded to the 49ers. We'll obviously talk about that. Both edges. Would have liked to see Chase Young on the Bears. I will say I think Young's going to demand a bag.
Yeah, he will.
So it's just,
and he's having his best season of his career right now.
It is. He has more sacks than Sweat this year, but I will say for the careers, I like Montez Sweat more. He is 3 years older, so that questions what Ryan Poles' plan is. And to me, I think that gives Fields a vote of confidence, maybe that I didn't think he was going to get, because just if we're planning on winning in the next couple of years, a 27-year-old's a good addition.
Yeah.
5-6 years from now, we're talking a guy that's 32, 33
and
years old and is past his prime. So it's just this is a belief in my mind. Ryan Poles is guaranteed the GM for next year for the Chicago Bears.
Has to be.
Because if he's making these moves, he's clearly not going to be gone because he's got the future in mind and it's the immediate future.
Yep.
I like Sweat though. He's a good defensive run stuffing edge, and our run defense is piss poor.
Yeah.
So
terrible.
I like to see that addition. And Sweat's he's just a producing guy.
He's
and
top 10 in sacks this year.
And he plays.
Yeah, he hasn't been.
He has more sacks than our entire defensive line.
Yes.
Like we have more sacks than him as a team.
He has. You guys have 10 sacks.
Yeah.
He has 6.5.
But our defensive line players specifically have like 5. So he's got more than all of our D line combined, which is insane.
Yep.
I do like the addition by Poles. Got to get somebody.
Got to do something.
Yannick Ngakoue wasn't enough. Dominique Robinson, the rookie from last year, second year in the league, hasn't taken a step. Realistically, he's probably taken a step back.
Yeah.
I like being aggressive, getting a guy. Chase has only played 30 games in his career. Sweat's played like 67.
Yeah,
so it's almost doubled
more.
his career numbers. The productivity's there. He's missed 7 games in his career doing a fractured jaw.
Yeah.
As much as I like Chase Young, he is a grade 3 ACL tear. His knee was fucked.
Destroyed.
So, and he's playing well now.
Yeah, he's having a good season, but it's a contract year.
I like Sweat, and I will say contract year, I think, for Sweat as well,
it is both
though.
of them. Yeah, it is both of them.
We better just get this guy locked up.
Right, otherwise it's a bad trade.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
We need to get him locked up immediately. But overall, I just think that means Poles, which isn't a bad thing, he's confident that the Bears team can turn it around quickly, and that he thinks that this can be done like very soon, and potentially with Fields, which I think is interesting. But the move makes me think that he believes in him. So
yeah, because you're beefing up. You're giving up a high second-round pick for a
this
guy
year
that
might
could
be
be good.
doomed. You know what I mean? But again, it's a 27-year-old. This guy is going to make an immediate impact, not 5 years from now. Because if that was the move, maybe you do go get the 24-year-old.
Right.
Instead, you get the more seasoned guy. Like, let's go. So
I wonder if they asked about Chase Young and what the Niners told them.
Well, that's
how much
the thing
they
as
want.
well. See, that's where it's like, what do these phone calls really sound like?
Right. What are they saying
Poles
to him?
see that Chase Young gets traded for a third round and goes, "What the fuck?
What the
You're
hell? You
telling
told me
I had
a
it won."
first,
You know what I mean?
a future one.
Exactly. And
Right.
it's like, no. But I will say, Chase Young trade news breaks. Should have got both.
Right, may as well.
Get
Second
both
and
of
third.
those
Why
guys.
not?
Let's fuck it. I will say if they're both just loans, though, one of them, but still, it's like shit, man.
You guys have 110 million cap space. You can pay these
Sign
dudes.
them both. Yannick Ngakoue's on a 1-year deal. Get him out of town.
Right,
Instead,
see ya.
so,
Save the money.
Overall, though, good move in my opinion. At least trying to make him.
I think it all depends on if they sign him to a long-term deal. That has to happen now. You don't bring someone like him in and not pay him, because what are you doing giving up a high second-round pick that burned you guys last year?
Yeah.
And you have to bring him back because he is a very good edge rusher, but like you said, his run-stopping ability is the key, in my opinion.
I will say for the Claypool, compared to this trade, obviously swinging a miss big time with Claypool, Sweat has at least done it.
Right.
Longer.
Right. Yes.
He's good. He's a good DM.
Yeah, he's
straight
a good
up,
defensive
like
end.
a good DM, like you said.
You don't have question marks.
And that is big, but it's tough though. At least Poles is making moves.
Yeah,
he's
trying to save his job.
In my mind, been told that he's been extended at least 1 year. He's not gone. I mean, he's been told
They're gonna
that.
give him some time.
Yeah.
I
I just hate how excuse me. I just hate how much I've seen on social media, like people like shitting on the Bears or like, oh, the Niners or the Bears seeing the Niners getting this for a third round. I mean, you just look at the numbers these last two. Montez Sweat obviously was drafted a year sooner than Chase Young was. Montez Sweat has played every game in 3 of his first 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Played every game this year.
Yep.
Guy doesn't miss the field. Chase Young's missed 23 games in a year less of time played.
Yes. We're still talking potential for Chase Young.
Montez Sweat, 35.5 career sacks. Chase Young's 14 career sacks. What are we talking about? Montez Sweat, 197 combined tackles. Chase Young, 90 combined tackles.
Not even close.
What are we talking about? Yes, he's played 23 more games, but that also factors into it.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Oh, you look at his stats. He's played 23 more games. Yeah,
He's on the field. He's on the field.
He has played 23 more games.
Yeah.
You're right. Montez Sweat, 9 forced fumbles, 1 pick. Young, 0-0.
Yeah.
Sweat, 47 tackles for loss. Young, 19. Sweat, 85 QB hits. Young, 26.
Yeah.
What are we talking
It's not even
about?
close.
Like, I
It's not
get
close.
that Fields is Young's boy. That does not mean shit in
No,
the league,
not
man.
when we're
Especially
building
for
a
an
team.
offense-defense position where they're going to have no on the field.
No,
who
nothing.
cares if
Who
they're
cares what their
boys?
chemistry is?
Yeah, no, and again, Steve's everything you just said. Love it. So he plays. He's just every single game. He's going to be there. He's going to produce, and the Bears
Yep.
need it on that
Yeah.
defensive line extremely
Yeah.
bad.
Agreed. And this feels like a move for the future.
Yeah.
You know this year might be rough, but that's okay because next year we're going to have a really good edge rusher. We have 2 high first-round picks right now where we can put in another edge rusher. You know, someone like Jared Verse coming in too. Letting him learn from someone like Montez Sweat is not a bad thing.
No.
Not a bad thing. I like the trade for the Bears as long as they sign him to a long-term deal.
Yeah, 100%.
Chase Young to the Niners, like we've talked about, for a third-round pick. I don't hate it for the Niners because, I mean, my God, him and Nick Bosa together is a terrifying thought, and Chase Young does have 5 sacks and a 25% pass rush win rate right now. It means every 4 snaps, the quarterback drops back, he's beating his guy and getting home. So it's a good trade for them. Although I'm interested why they went defense instead of something offense when their offense has really struggled recently in the last 3 games. I mean, the Niners went from a team where I very confidently said, is this the greatest regular season team we've ever seen? To a team that is now 5-3 with a rough stretch. They could be
They're not
6 and
first in
5.
their division.
No, they
Yeah.
could be 6 and 5 very soon if they don't figure it out.
Well, their season ended week 5. They played
Right.
their Super Bowl.
Right,
and
they won
it.
their Super Bowl against the
42
Cowboys.
to 10.
Yes.
The shit out of the Cowboys. in
Hang
their
that
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
banner, bitches.
And I'll say the thing making the move on defense. I almost think the 49ers defense has been
been
letting
a
them
little
down.
soft.
Their secondary's
Their
ass.
secondary-
It's
Yeah,
just straight
terrible.
up put it. It's
It's
ass.
bad.
And they're not creating pressure.
No.
So you have to go out and get a guy like Chase Young.
Which
And I
is
think this
crazy
is
with
a
their
total
D-line.
rental
Yes.
because third round,
They
I
won't
think
pay
this is
him.
almost a situation where Chase Young has told Washington, listen, no matter what you do, unless you throw me record-setting money, I'm
Stupid
going
money.
to free
I'm
agency.
leaving.
And they have told San Fran, hey, listen, this guy is adamant on being a free agent.
Yep.
We'll give you him for a third round, though. And they
Right.
say, fuck it, we're trying to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, may as well. Why not? He's having his best year. He wants to make that money.
Yeah.
Now is his chance to make that money, come over here and dominate. So we'll see how he looks in 2 weeks because they're on a bye this week, so a little bit of time to
Yeah,
digest the
adjust,
defensive
yeah.
playbook and get used to the new spot.
It is scary, though, if you think about it. Bosa and Young,
And
they're
Young.
both having a game.
Yeah, if they're both
You
balling.
get Armstead. You
Yeah,
get
no,
Hargrave.
exactly. You know, and it's like, here it comes. Yeah, it's
You
like,
get Warner,
holy-
Greenlaw.
How is this
Back.
D-line struggling? But it's
I
like
don't
they're
know.
not creating pressure, really.
It's
No.
a low-risk move that just builds depth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
But you talked about it. How do you not go get somebody in the secondary that's been struggling? How do you not go get another offensive
How do you
target?
not call the
Yeah.
Bears and say, hey, what's Jalen Johnson's asking
Yeah.
price?
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about right now for Jalen Johnson?
I really think Johnson.
Might
That
have been-
I like. Honestly, I like
glad
how all
they
that went
kept
down.
him.
I
I like
like
they
how.
kept him.
I think that's just how it goes nowadays. That's Jalen Johnson's only play.
Yeah.
Was to say that I want to get traded, and then also to come out and say I'm not going to negotiate with the Bears. All right, guess what, Bucko? Franchise tag.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere, so I don't know what to tell you.
Welcome to the NFL, pal.
Yep.
Your
We
Jonathan
own your
Taylor
rights.
situation
Mhm.
2.0, and it's just gonna. I get why you're bitching, and rightfully bitch.
Sure.
Go get your money.
Yeah,
You're
get your
good.
bag.
But right when he gets his money, I wanted to be in Chicago the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like that'll come. But hey, if the Bears traded him, it would have been what it would have been. But I'm glad Poles did it. He's a
Yeah,
24-year-old corner that you could say is good to elite.
That's
so.
yeah, right. You don't if you are planning to be there as a GM, you don't
Yeah.
trade him away because how do you justify that trade?
You can't- no.
especially when you have so much cap
Especially
space.
with also, don't get me wrong, like the linebackers and they played better, but Roquan you traded, and
Mhm.
Baltimore was a bottom 10
Yeah.
defense, but top of that list of
Yeah,
the bottom 10.
right.
And since Roquan, they're like a top 3 defense.
Top 3 defense,
no
they're
question.
amazing.
And it's like, well, look, man, he's a
You
good
didn't
player.
pay
helped
him,
the
and that hurt us,
Yeah,
right?
So it's
Needed
like,
to see him hit
yeah.
on this trade.
Mhm, mhm.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad he didn't trade Jalen Johnson. I think that was smart. Last trade I want to talk about from yesterday is Joshua Dobbs to Minnesota. They got Josh Dobbs into sixth. No, they gave up a sixth for Josh Dobbs and a conditional seventh. I feel like Josh Dobbs is getting done dirty with that trade. Truthfully, he's played well for Arizona. They're 1-7, but they're the least talented team in the league. Smart kid.
Dobbs has played well.
Dobbs has played well. He was not the problem in Arizona.
No.
I think we can confidently say that. Like the Cardinals are embracing the tank because I don't think we're going to see Kyler Murray, unfortunately. And Josh Dobbs was playing well, and now we're going to try out their 4th-round rookie quarterback, Clayton Tune. You're not going to keep games close anymore. You just aren't. Clayton Tune isn't ready. Josh Dobbs on the year, 1,600 yards, 8 touchdowns, 5 picks. That's decent numbers.
I will say, I think from Minnesota's side, this might be the best quarterback they could have gotten
Probably.
available right now.
Better
just
than
to-
Jameis for sure.
Yeah.
Better than
and-
Jameis,
oh,
better than Tannehill.
And way better than Jameis, and I
Yeah.
would immediately
Yeah.
have him over Tannehill as
Yeah,
well.
same.
Just because Dobbs, what he did last year for Tennessee, coming
Mhm.
in quickly,
Yep.
learning the system, winning
Playing
the damn game.
Winning, yeah.
And then you're talking about a team that has weapons, at least offensively. They've produced numbers. Sure, is that because of Kirk, and Kirk does sling the rock, but it's like Dobbs has looked good enough to be an NFL starter.
Yep.
If Justin Jefferson gets healthy, at least Dobbs makes it worth it to come back.
Yes.
BYU rookie is not
No.
good enough.
No,
but,
Jaron Hall's not going to get
yeah,
it done.
no. But
You need
Josh
to convince
Dobbs,
them to come back.
Yeah, no, that is tough though for the Cardinals. I mean, I'm sure Dobbs is grinning though, as shitty as it is to move, like you said, from
Arizona,
to
Minnesota in November.
Winning team though, at least an opportunity to win.
Right,
'Cause
chance
the
to play.
Vikings have a chance to potentially make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're
with
4-4.
the way
They're
they played.
4-4.
Heartbreaking for Kirk, man.
Yeah, I know. That
Just-
sucks.
As
He
much
was
as the
putting up
guy gets
numbers.
ragged on, and rightfully so, I don't know if he could do it all, but he's a good guy, good
Yep.
quarterback.
Good
At the end of the
dude.
day, somebody you want, clearly cares.
Yep.
I mean, his Achilles is torn, and he knows it.
Yeah.
And he's sitting
Sitting
on the
there
thing
cheering
going,
on
let's
the
go,
team. Come
let's
on.
go,
Yep,
in a
fire
clutch
him up.
moment. When his fucking, this is the worst time in his career for this.
Yeah, it was.
Kirk Cousins would have gotten another decently
Huge-
sized contract.
Yeah, very good contract.
If he played the way he did all year and went
Mm-hmm.
to the offseason. Instead, now you're talking about an older, aging quarterback.
Coming off an
An
Achilles.
Achilles, and it's like, damn, this isn't
That's hard,
Rodgers. You know,
no.
it's a Hall of Famer. It's like
Right.
this is a guy that's pretty good. That's towards
Yeah.
Achilles.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2,300 yards, second in the league, 18 touchdowns, tied for the league, passing touchdown-wise. Like, he's balling,
Yeah.
straight up balling. And he's doing it without Justin Jefferson, too. Jordan Addison's
Yeah,
value
no,
takes
that-
a hit.
yeah.
Jefferson's value takes a hit.
Mhm.
It sucks for all of their pass catching
Yeah.
weapons. It sucks for the Vikings because, like you said, they were playing really good football recently, winning 3 of their last 4. It's just tough for them to see it, and then they're being thrown right in. They're going to Atlanta. Got to take on
Yeah.
the frisky Falcons who have a good defense. It's tough, and now their season's probably a wash.
It is definitely. I would assume it's probably a wash tough,
Yeah.
but at least they've given themselves a chance with
Yeah,
Dobbs.
agreed.
Because he looks like a guy who can come in and do something quick. So
Yeah.
0-3, best statistic year of his career.
Mhm.
Gets back to the playoff spot as a 7 seed. Tears his Achilles.
Mhm.
It's like,
Brutal.
damn.
Yeah, brutal.
And Kirk
brutal,
Cousins
brutal.
just like, by no means do I have any love lost for Kirk Cousins,
No.
former Washington football team player.
Of course.
yeah,
But it's like, it's really hard not to root for Kirk Cousins.
It is
Yeah.
very hard. He makes it
Like,
very hard not to root for
He's
him.
a likable guy.
He is.
yeah.
He really is. It sucks to
The
see that
cheesy,
happen.
you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He's just a
Ooh-wee.
goofball,
Yeah,
man.
It's
ooh-wee.
like
Yeah.
the Kirko chains.
Kirko
It's like,
Chains. It's hard
It's
to
hard
see
not
him
to
go
root
down.
You see the locker room talks, all the players, Harrison Smith, the guy that's
They
been
all
there,
love him.
and it's like, yeah, we're heartbroken right
Yeah.
now, and it's like, yeah, man, he clearly means a lot to this team.
Yeah.
Albeit all the struggles, they buy into this guy. He's their quarterback.
He's their guy, and he's playing very, very good football this year.
Mhm.
And then they trade their guard. Ezra Cleveland was an interesting move. I didn't understand that one to Jacksonville. I wish we would have called them. Why
Yeah.
didn't we call them? He's a
Yeah.
very good guard. Whatever. But that's all we'll talk about for trades because there weren't any like marquee trades this year, really. Nothing too big.
We already talked about Byers last week.
Yeah, we talked
So
about
already-
Byard to Philly, who maybe they need another safety with how they looked against Washington last
Is
week.
that
I don't know.
Yeah.
San Fran young trade? Can that be a conditional too? Is that what I saw, or is that not?
I didn't see
Okay,
that.
I'll
It-
have to look
maybe.
that up
Yeah, we'll have to look
because-
that up
yeah.
for sure. I am not totally sure. I just saw third. And
No, yeah,
assumed
for
that's
sure
what it
third.
was.
I saw someone saying it on Twitter, but who knows? Because it's Twitter.
Could be.
Last thing's on Dobbs to the Vikings.
Yeah.
Good thing for the Vikings. Josh Dobbs comes in as already the second best quarterback in that division
I mean,
I mean,
at this moment.
at this moment in time, he might
I mean,
be.
Jordan Love. We'll talk about
Yeah,
it when we talk
holy
about the
cow.
Packers. Holy shit.
They look bad, and Addison is absolutely grinning about it over here. I mean, hey, welcome.
yeah.
Welcome to how the
the
rest of the
club.
NFL
Yeah,
feels
welcome
more
to
often
the
than
club.
not, guys.
Non-
Arizona,
sucks.
we couldn't trot Clayton Tune out there for week 3.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Come on.
That was also their Super Bowl. Good for them.
They
did
won it.
They won their
The
Super
Cowboys
Bowl.
are 0-2 Super
And now Arizona's probably a lock for that one pick, in my opinion, number one. With Carolina stealing a win, I don't know if Arizona wins another game.
That's a good point.
I don't know if Arizona
That's
wins
a good
another.
point.
Maybe that's what they're looking at now. Like, Josh
Yeah.
Dobbs, you're getting us too close to wins, buddy.
Yeah.
You got to go.
I think if everybody loses out the rest of the way, which is obviously impossible, I think Arizona holds.
I think
one
Arizona
over
has it.
Carolina,
I think so
yeah.
too. But that is neither here nor there. Let's